Hey everybody, anyone is here, and I wanted to put together this quick video. It seems on a lot of YouTube videos I've watched and on Reddit and I'm sure other places, people still argue about what is better, letting leaves disintegrate or breaking them, and what yields you the most saplings or apples or whatever the case may be. So I thought I would run this test, and basically what I'm going to do is I built a tree farm here. There's about 180 trees. I have it on ice, so when the water comes down and pushes the drops, it's just quicker. And the plan is I'm going to run this test 3 times for each. 3 tests for breaking, and 3 tests for letting the stuff disintegrate. Now, I've already run the test twice for each, and I won't give you the results of that. I want to run the tests all 3 times before I show you guys the results. Now, what I believe is going to happen is I don't think there really is a difference whether breaking them or letting them disintegrate. A lot of people say letting them disintegrate yields you better results, and I even heard breaking them gives you better results. So, just to give you a quick show around, as I said, about 180 trees here. I have this glowstone here just so they didn't grow too large. And back here, as you can see, there is water. And when I pull the lever back here, the water turns on and pushes everything down here. So let me get ready for the first test, and I will show you how I'm letting them disintegrate. Okay, the first test I am going to run is I'm going to let the leaves disintegrate. And the way I'm going to do this, instead of trying to go around and breaking all the wood, which will take forever and I'll probably wind up despawning items, I am just going to use single player commands and world edit to select an area and just replace the wood with air, and that should make all the leaves despawn. So let's select here to all the way over here. Let's get down there. H position 2. Now we just want to replace 17, which is wood, with air. Now as you can see, all the wood has gone. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to switch the water on, and you can see it coming down. I'm going to change myself, well, I'll go down to where my little cubby hole is, change myself into survival mode, game mode 0, and let's just wait for everything to start coming. Now, I'm not going to make you wait here with me. Eventually, everything will start despawning and coming down here. As you can see with the ice there, things are going to fly down really quick. It's going to hit this little channel, and everything is going to wind up right here. So, as you can see, everything's already starting to disintegrate. I have nothing in my inventory. I have this bar set up just so nothing falls into there. So I will see you guys in a few minutes once everything's done disintegrating. As you can see, as the trees disintegrate, more and more water come down here, and as you can see, they come flying by and come right to me. So it seems like most of the bottom rows are done. There's just a little bit here that still needs to disintegrate so the water reaches all the way, but it should not mess with our tests whatsoever. Okay, we are waiting for the last 2 leaves to disintegrate, and while we wait for that, I did want to mention that, and I don't think I mentioned it at the top of this video, that the way I did this is after I built this area, I made a backup. So I keep running the tests on the same backup just to make sure everything is exactly the same. So, and our last one just disintegrated, so let's just make sure there's no more pieces coming. And let's see. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's get out of here, turn off the water, and we will see our results. Game mode 1, back to creative, get out of here. Game mode 0. Okay, so as you can see, there's all the water flowing. Let's turn off that water. And there it goes. And let's see what we came up with. Now this is disintegrate attempt number 3. And we have almost 5 stacks of saplings and 23 apples. So let's add that into the chest. And then I'm now going to reset this world, so we come back and do the breaking attempt number 3. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, I have the disintegrate attempt number 3 in the box. 4 stacks plus almost a 5th stack and 23 23 apples. So now I am going to do the breaking. Now this takes a really long time to do, especially with 180 trees, and I have to do it special so we don't wind up losing anything. So the way I've been doing it, and I'll show you real quick, is first of all I have this axe here that I made it efficiency 10 and infinity 10, basically to make things go a little quicker. And I just pretty much go row by row, breaking all the leaves, and then once all the leaves are broken, I go back and break the stumps. And the reason I do it that way is so when I start breaking the stumps, leaves don't disintegrate. So let's turn on fly mode just to make it a little easier to move around on this. We'll go about fly 2.5 and let's start doing this. And as you can see, this is going to take a while, so I'm not going to make you guys sit here and watch me do this whole thing. I think it's going to take about 15-20 minutes, and I think if I try to talk while I do this, it's going to take even longer. So I will see you guys in a few. I'll give you a status update about halfway through. Okay, I'm about halfway done, and I wanted to just show you how I'm doing this. So as you can see, I started breaking the leaves in between the stumps, as I said, so I don't have to break these stumps and worry about leaves disintegrating. So I got all these done. So now I am just going to start rocking through these lines of wood and leaves. One thing I did want to mention before I said that I set this up with unbreaking and efficiency and infinity. Obviously infinity is for a bow, so I already replaced my axe and now it has efficiency 10 and unbreaking 10. Also, I will not give you a status update of what I've picked up so far. I haven't even looked at it. I'd rather wait till we get everything done and then we could see how everything pans out. So I am going to finish up all of these and I'll see you guys in another second. Okay, so I am just about done. I'm doing the last row, and while I do this last row, I just wanted to mention again, the tools I use to do this is single player commands, which also comes with world edit. I use single player commands to build this area and also to get rid of all the wood in the disintegration test. I also use single player commands to enchant this axe. As you can see, it's using efficiency 10 and unbreaking 10. Those are definitely two enchantments you can't get in vanilla Minecraft. And I did that just to make things easier and quicker to break things. Also, again, the reason why I made this ice on the bottom is so when I was doing the disintegration test, I have a lot of trees here. Again, there was 180 trees. And there was a very good chance that even though I had water flowing out of here to bring everything down there was a really good chance that things would start despawning. So in order to decrease the time it takes for items to get from up here to down there, I just put the ice. And as you can see, when things are thrown on ice, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. When things are even better. Okay. When things are thrown on ice, they slide really fast. Whereas when they're thrown on just regular land, they don't really move at all. So that's why that is. So okay, so we have finished our last test. Let's just run around here, make sure there's no stragglers. As you can see, as I was breaking things, I broke a lot of the glowstone, a lot of the ice, but that's no problem. That's not going to mess up our test whatsoever. So it looks like I'm pretty much clear here. The reason why I'm zigzagging is because I don't know if you know this, but you can only see items within a 16 block distance, and this is a lot longer than 16 blocks. It's probably double that, probably closer to 30-40 blocks. So let's see if anything has landed here. No? Okay, so before I show you what I got this time, let's take a look at all my disintegrate attempts. So the first one, oh, I guess you're going to see it anyway. So I guess let's take a look at what I got this time. And we are in here. Let's just delete some of the stuff we don't need. Okay. Okay, so this time we ended up with quite a few actually. 5 stacks of saplings with an extra 3 and 43 apples. So let's get to a breaking attempt 3 and add those things in there, and let's see what the results are. So first we'll go to disintegrate attempt number 1. we receive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks with 5 saplings and 31 apples. Disintegrate attempt number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of saplings with 1 extra sapling and 34 apples. And disintegrate test number 3, which we just did before, again is 1, 2, 3, 4 with almost a fifth stack and 23 apples. So not really sure what happened on this test, but as you can see from these two tests, and even with this one, they all came out fairly the same. So we could say this is a good baseline. So now let's go to the breaking attempt. Number 1 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks and almost a fifth stack of saplings with 33 apples. On breaking attempt number 2, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks and 33 apples. And as you guys know, on breaking attempt number 3, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks with an extra 3 and 43 apples. So, what does this tell us? This tells us that pretty much, whether you let it disintegrate or if you break it, you're going to get more or less the same amount. Now, as you can see on this time, I wound up with 43 apples, and there's no other test that I wound up with anywhere near there. Closest being, I believe, is 34. Whoops. Yeah, 33, 34. So we'll say this one and this one are the odd ones out of the bunch. So if we just go by attempt number 1 and 2 on both of them, they both pretty much came up the same. So, to me, this is enough proof that it does not matter whether you break or let despawn. And in my mind, that is as concrete as it can get. Now, obviously, we could have looked in the code and looked at the code and followed it and seen if inside the code it makes a difference, but that's no fun. I'd rather do it myself. So, and just to let you guys know, just to give you guys a quick view, let's take flying off, actually. A little annoying. And you know what? We will go back into creative now. That doesn't matter. And as you can see, this is what happens. And this is how I got everything. And just for a little bit to show you, this is exactly how I have everything set up. It is pretty straightforward. You know what? Let's go into no clip. Let's spell that right. And the wiring of this thing was pretty straightforward. We have a switch there, and it brings the wiring down. If you guys can see it, let's just do this all the way over here. Repeater to bring the signal, and it goes all the way to the other side to a bunch of pistons. Oops. As you can see, these pistons are being lit up by redstone torches, and when this switch is on, the redstone torches turn off and the water goes out. When the switch is off, it turns them on. When the switch is on, it turns these off and the pistons go down. And as you can see, it goes all the way over here. This is a little thing I made just to repeat the signal without it turning into a loop. And it goes all the way back over here. I'm sure there might have been a better way to wire this, but I did it pretty quickly, and I did it mostly all in single player commands and world edit, just to try to get it done as quick as possible. And as you can see, it comes back around. Very simple wiring. And it turns this corner. And then it goes back to where our switch was. And we are almost there. And there we go. Here's our switch. And just to show you down here, there's the switch. And just to show you down here, the way I did this is pretty simple. I just had one sign, two signs, drop the water there, went straight. Because I made this also ice, actually let's turn no clip off because it's actually kind of annoying. Because I had ice down here, I didn't need to really worry about stairs or anything to push the items back into the next stream of water, because with the speed it's going, it just rides right back up into this water and keeps going down. So that is pretty much it. And I thank you guys for joining me. As you can see, I broke the piston over here. And I have a couple other ideas of things I want to test. So I might be doing a couple more videos of these. If you guys have anything else you would like to see me to test, just leave me a message or a comment. And thanks for joining me, and see you guys next time.